This video is going to contain spoilers for Room for Ruby, so just keep that in mind. If you don't want to be spoiled, if you haven't seen it yet, click off the video now. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about Navy and how the foreshadowing was there the entire time. And secondly, we're going to look about redemption of the Rubies, but not in the way that you're probably thinking. So to begin, let's talk about Room for Ruby. This episode was insane. And I think a handful of us did see it coming that Navy would somehow betray them, steal the ship, go save the other Rubies. But I don't think we saw her being so manipulative. Her plan was definitely so well thought out. Did this happen before? Was she not fooled at all this entire time? So looking back to the episodes Hit the Diamond and Back to the Moon, the 2 times that the crystal gems tricked the Rubies, both times she seems as though she was very aware that they were being tricked and she wasn't fooled. But she remained silent so that she could see the expression and the exclamations of the other Rubies when they found out. With Hit the Diamond, when Garnet fuses and they all realize that it's the crystal gem, she just puts her hands up in the air saying, "What a turn of events." Now looking back, it's such a fake surprise. She knew exactly what was happening. And with Back to the Moon base, we see when Eyeball comes out of the ship and finds that Amethyst has reverted from her Jasper form to her normal form, Navy just pops out of the ship smiling. And even the tone of her voice when she, is exclaiming as though she's shocked, it seems so fake. She knew that they were being tricked, but all the while, she just wanted that surprise. She wanted to see everyone confused. So this is definitely a large part of her character. And I'm not going to go, I've seen other theories tie in her gem placement to being sneaky and not who they seem with Rose Quartz. So I'm sure you can find theories that look into that a little bit further. So when it comes to Navy, I doubt that there's going to be any kind of redemption for her. Not to say that she's the only one who doesn't deserve a redemption or that she doesn't deserve a redemption, but it doesn't appear as though she is going to be changing anytime soon. This is a pattern that we have witnessed, and we could talk about, any kind of psychological implications her actions and personality might be showing us. But moving on to talk about all Rubies. Rubies are presented as not the sharpest tools in the shed. This brings me to talk about Ruby's redemption. Not our Ruby, just Rubies from Homeworld. All Rubies. Rubies are common soldiers, and yes, they do have a tendency to get emotional, be rowdy, and seem a little bit absent-minded. Or a lot of it absent-minded. We see how Homeworld treats certain cuts of gem after one has done something that Homeworld deems absolutely horrific. So because Homeworld believes that Rose Quartz shattered Pink Diamond, they bubbled all of the cut of her gem. So is it possible that Rubies almost narrowly avoided the same fate? Granted, I doubt that Homeworld would want to shatter every single Ruby, but from what happened in the answer, Homeworld's view of Rubies might have drastically changed. They had a role, and yes, they were probably looked down upon, but they weren't treated with such disdain. The way Holly Blue Agate treats Ruby is as though she is the most idiotic gem. When Ruby pretends to leave the ship's engine running, Holly Blue just kind of rolls her eyes and says, "This is what happens." So basically, just to sum up, Rubies might be a joke or looked at as a joke on Homeworld because of the actions of our Ruby 5,000 some odd years ago. And because they might have lost a little bit more of whatever respect that they once held, which wasn't even that much to begin with, they're always trying to redeem themselves. Eyeball tries to defeat rose quartz and gets so excited at the notion that not just her personally, but that a Ruby would be the one to shatter/capture rose quartz. And just as in Hit the Diamonds, when Amethyst said, wow, rubies are dumb, and Garnet said, not all of them, I do think that's definitely true, and not just talking about our Ruby and not just talking about Navy. Rubies have become the butt of the joke that can possibly be allowing them to get away with a lot more than we think that they're capable of.